Good morning and welcome to, it's so hard to believe, we're at the October edition of the Rooster Booster Breakfast. Thrilled you all have joined us this morning. We have a great program lined up. We'll ask that you guys please take your seats. Thank you so much. To get things started this morning, we'll begin with our invocation and pledge, and to lead us, Dr. Loetus McNeil, the Associate Dean of Student Affairs at OCTC. Oh, yeah.
Good morning. If you would stand, please, and remain standing for the pledge. Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you for allowing us to assemble here today. We ask that you bless the business that goes on here today. Bless the citizens of Owensboro. Bless our community leaders, Father. We thank you for this opportunity to meet, discuss how we can move our city and our community forward. In your name we pray. Amen.
And now the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And you can remain standing for this morning's Mingle Minute. We like to have fun with our Mingle Minute. And each month, of course, we plant among you a secret shaker. And normally that secret shaker will call out the fourth person that he or she shakes hands with, but not this morning, because our secret shaker is Jane Noble with the Travel Authority, and Jane said, I'm only going to remember like the first two. So where is Jane this morning? Jane, good morning. So who was the second person that you shook hands with? Gary, come on up. We have for you, my friend, a gift certificate to brand new in downtown Owensboro, Mellow Mushroom. At this time, we are going to recognize our new chamber members, and we have a bunch today. This is exciting. So we are going to begin with CrossFit Rugrats, the first and only gym for kids in the Owensboro, Davis County and surrounding area. At CrossFit Rugrats, they make fitness fun and try to help create a healthy lifestyle. This place is more than just a gym. It's a community where everyone can be themselves and not feel out of place. They're licensed and insured, and Coach Karina, though the youngest licensed certified CrossFit affiliate in all of CrossFit, knows what she's doing and is amazing with children. So check out their Facebook page, CrossFit Rugrats, or visit the website crossfitrugrats.com and see for yourself. And come talk to them, and they'll give you a coupon for 2 free weeks in their intro class for your children. So please welcome Tim Davis and Coach Karina from CrossFit Rugrats. I love that she didn't stand because she's eating. That's funny. Epic Revival is a Christian-based retail store that offers antiques, unique, and custom-made items. Epic Revival located at 1118 East 4th Street, where special orders and delivery are available upon request. Their focus is to not only restore the unwanted treasures and give new life, but to share the good news that we too can be restored. Visit them not just for furniture, reclaimed, restored, renewed, repurposed, and revived. Please welcome Tisha Royal from Epic Revival. You can stand, girl. Own it. Stand. Linsing has a builder showroom in Owensboro and has had one for over 30 years. While continuing to serve home builders and remodeling contractors, they now offer a wide range of products and services directly to the public. Located on Commonwealth Court off of Highway 54, the Linsing Home Showroom carries cabinets, countertops, closets, windows, entry doors, garage doors, and fireplaces. Linsing also offers products and services to commercial and industrial end users and general contractors, including metal doors, frames, hardware, overhead sectional, rolling steel, and high-speed doors. So please welcome Lansing Home Showroom. The Lucky Leaf Irish Pub and Eatery is Owensboro's newest restaurant and sports bar. Located at Town Square Mall, it blends authentic Irish food with some hometown flair. Locally owned and operated, it employs young and old alike. Boasting some of the best food at great prices, they also have a great environment to watch sporting events such as NFL games, as well as UK, U of L, and WKU. Having lunch specials Monday through Friday, as well as 2 happy hours a day, and live entertainment on the weekends, and Sunday half-price appetizers and draft specials. It's easy to see why their tagline is good times, good food all the time. So please welcome Ricky Golan and Jesse Wisdom from the Lucky Leaf. Nunez Chiropractic PSC, located in Henderson, has been serving the tri-state for nearly 30 years. Dr. Juan Nunez, Dr. James England, along with a new associate, Dr. Michael Green, offer professional chiropractic services, including the treatment of spinal-related conditions. Dr. Nunez was named Chiropractor of the Year by the Kentucky Association of Chiropractors in 2005, and Dr. James England was named Chiropractor of the Year in 2007. Winners of multiple Henderson's Best Awards, plus personal care, trust, and passion in restoring health naturally, are just a few of the reasons that patients come to see the doctors at Nunez Chiropractic. So please welcome Dr. Juan Nunez and Dr. Michael Green from Nunez Chiropractic PSC. The Owensboro Area World Affairs Council was established in 2005 through the leadership and generosity of the Public Life Foundation of Owensboro. Their mission is to advance global understanding, which they strive to achieve through coordinating and sponsoring free public lectures on current world issues. The Owensboro Area World Affairs Council is proud to serve the community, and they are honored to become members of the Chamber of Commerce. So please welcome Mark Maltby and Angela Ash from the Owensboro Area World Affairs Council. The Owensboro Barber Shop was established in 2014. Mason McNulty and Chris Belcher are both Owensboro natives. Come see them on 18th Street on your way to the Rolling Pin, a half block off Breckenridge on 18th across from Master Pond for a hot shave or cut. The Owensboro Barber Shop is a classic barber shop. So please welcome the guys from Owensboro Barber Shop. I had to shave my right earlobe on the way in this morning. I'll be seeing you guys this afternoon. Starbucks Coffee Company at Frederick and Booth has been proudly serving the people and businesses of the Owensboro area for nearly a decade. Cafe offers hot and cold coffee and tea beverages, fresh bistro lunch items, and exciting retail merchandise. Starbucks at Frederick and Booth is perfect for hosting meetings, interviews, and for ordering out for clients. The manager and partners are excited to be a part of the chamber. So please welcome Scott Walters from Starbucks Coffee Company. The Red Door started off as a salon 17 years ago, adding the boutique 2 years ago. And they've had so much fun offering their clients the chance to shop while visiting the salon. They're an affordable boutique offering a little bit of everything from clothes to jewelry, accessories, seasonal decor, and more. They feel so blessed with the opportunity to serve this community and hope that you, if you haven't already, come on in and check it out. So please welcome the Red Door Boutique. And Trunnell's Farm Market continues growing the opening. It's with the opening its second permanent location at 4399 Spring Hill Drive on Highway 54, right in front of Lake Forest. Fresh picked fruits and vegetables, local honey, homemade fudge, jams, jellies, pickles, salsa and chips, flowers, pumpkins, mums, gourds. What is unique and exciting about this location is the pour your own olive oils and vinegars. You can grind your own peanut butter. And they have freshly sliced meats and cheeses and salads from the Trunnell's Deli. And you'll find Riley's Soda Company and Hillview Meats too. Trunnell's Farm Market, absolutely fresh and fun, so please welcome Trunnell's. At this time, we would like to recognize our elected officials who are with us this morning. Again, the disclaimer, we always try to scan and get all of you, but we will probably miss you, and if we do, we apologize. State Representative Tommy Thompson is with us this morning. City Commissioner Bob Glenn is here as well. Judge Executive Al Mattingly Jr. is here. County Commissioner George Wathen is with us too. Thank you all so much. And now it's time to recognize our Ambassador of the Month. And this month's ambassador from WKU Owensboro is Kevin Dorth. Come on up, Kevin. We have for you a $50 gift card to Little Bit Sassy. Congratulations. Now, you should be extra sassy as you walk back to your seat this morning. At this time, we're going to introduce today's breakfast sponsor, and you guys can look around the room and know who it is. We're so excited to have these folks with us. So please welcome to the mic the president of the Owensboro Community and Technical College, Dr. Scott Williams.
Good morning. Welcome, everyone. If you have, and I'm going to advance this real quick. If you read the newspaper this morning, I just want to dispel any myths. Now, while our motto at OCTC is Race to Success, I just want everybody to know that we are not in the horse racing business, okay? So that's not what we're about. But anyway, we're certainly glad to have a new facility open to aid our students and enhance their education, and we're very excited about that. But just as importantly, we're proud to be the sponsor of today's Rooster Booster. OCTC is fortunate to have an outstanding board of directors and a foundation board that reflects our community's support. This time I want to recognize our board chair, Mr. Jeff Carpenter, over here on my left. I would also like to ask that our board of directors and foundation board here up front that are here present, if you would stand to be recognized. We thank you for your service. Of course, the heartbeat of any college is our outstanding faculty and staff. They're dedicated to our students' success. I would ask that those who are in attendance would you please stand so that we could recognize you and thank you for all that you do. I want to also thank our marketing team for all the wonderful things you see around the area here. And last but not least, I want to recognize our students, those of us that are with us today and those of us that could not be with us today, because actually they are why we are here and they're the lifeblood of OCTC. Father Larry said last month that Owensboro is truly fortunate to have not one but 4 higher education institutions dedicated to excellence. We're grateful and honored to be a part of that collaborative partnership, and we're happy to work with our sister institutions, Brescia University, Kentucky Wesleyan College, and Western Kentucky University Owensboro in order to advance higher education in our area. Furthermore, we value our partnerships with the Davis County, Owensboro Public, Owensboro Catholic, Hancock County, Ohio County, and McLean County school systems. By all of us working together, we've all had a positive impact on raising the educational attainment in our region to historical heights. This year, OCTC is celebrating 30 years of service to our community. During the first 30 years of the college, it has had a significant impact on our community by touching more than 70,000 lives through career technical education, transfer coursework, and industry training. While we have had many successes over that 30 years, there are been several firsts. First of all, we were designated by the Chronicle of Higher Education as a 2016 Great College to Work For, a first for us. We're also proud of receiving the Messenger Choir's Reader's Choice Platinum Award for higher education 2 years running. These would not have been possible without the dedicated efforts of our outstanding faculty, staff, students, and community members. However, we must look forward and continue our race to success. This past year, we've met with many of you in this room, our business and industry leaders, students, faculty, and staff, to determine how we can more positively impact our community and meet the workforce and educational needs. We listened to what you had to say, and based on your input, we've charted our future course. I'd like to take just a few minutes and share that future vision with you today. Over the next 6 years, our vision is to transform the quality of life in our community by inspiring and empowering individuals to enhance their lives and their careers. Our mission is going to be improve our community's economic development and competitive advantage by providing high-quality, world-class learning experiences through all our basic functions that we deliver. Now, we're going to achieve this mission by being committed to inspiring and enabling individuals to become the people they aspire to be and help future students prepare for their academic rigors of college and prepare them to meet their goals. We also are going to engage all our stakeholders in understanding the value of all individuals and create pathways to 4-year degrees. We're also going to create seamless pathways to the workplace and to help students reach their educational goals. And finally, we are going to commit to engaging our employers so we can respond to your needs and expand partnerships in regional, economic, social, cultural, and intellectual prosperity. A prime example of our future course is our commitment to GoFame. GoFame stands for the Greater Owensboro Federation of Advanced Manufacturing Education and is a program where GoFame members select a cohort of students from a pool of applicants. Students attend college 2 days a week while working 3 days a week at their sponsoring company. Upon completion of the program, the students receive an associate in applied science degree and have paid work experience. Folks, this program works. The first group of 15 students is the only Kentucky Fame chapter in the state with a 100% retention rate. The GoFame chapter has an average GPA of 3.6, one of the highest of all the Kentucky chapters. In year 2, we saw participation rate increase dramatically with 41 manufacturing students sponsored by 15 of the 20 consortium companies. We're very fortunate today to have members of our GoFame chapter and some of the students here. I'd like to recognize the executive board if they would stand. Will Mounts, President, Frank Anderson, Christy Miller, Matt Caslin, Lisa Powers, Rob McGrew, Teresa Jackson, and I would ask that any of the students that are with us today, please stand and y'all be recognized. So thank you guys. Also related to GoFame, a very special announcement. On October the 18th at 3 p.m., we will be announcing with our GoFame partners the first expansion of the Kentucky Fame model in the state for a non-manufacturing industry. This will be the first. This is a powerful example of an industry-led solution and OCTC responsiveness. Please mark your calendars for October the 18th at 3 p.m. and stay tuned for more details. Our future also includes our Industry Innovation Center. This was your highest priority in 2013-14. I'm happy to report it is rising out of the ground and will allow us to expand much-needed programming in welding, HVAC, robotics, building automated systems, and transportation. However, what's an anniversary without a celebration? I want to invite you to join our celebration for our 30th anniversary on November the 5th. We want to show our appreciation for 30 successful years and celebrate with you, our entire community. This festival-style celebration will have something for all ages, so please bring the family. Today, we begin that celebration with our 30 and 30 event by giving away one course scholarship to deserving students each day between now and November the 5th for a total of 30 scholarships. In addition, the 30 and 30 will culminate with a drawing for 2 full semester scholarships at our celebration on November the 5th. You have to be present to win those, though. I want to thank our sponsors for the generous support to our students and their educational endeavors. There's a poster on your table outlining the event. And if you or your family member is interested in the scholarships, please see one of our OCTC employees for an entry card. In closing, remember it's smart to start at OCTC. Our award-winning programs, carrying faculty and staff, exceptional savings, flexible course offerings, guaranteed gen ed transfer, and high-demand careers and innovation programs make OCTC just right for you. Thank you all.
It's now time for our monthly chamber update, and with it, our president and CEO, Candace Brake.
Get those lights back on. Good morning, everyone. Been a lot going on at the chamber this month. First of all, at your tables, you have our workforce report. We have several of the partners here today that have gone above and beyond over the last few months to do the strategic visioning process to figure out what the workforce needs are in the community. And I'd like to recognize those partners. Madison Silvert from the Economic Development Corporation, Dr. Gene Tice from Western Kentucky University, Owensboro, and Dr. Scott Williams. If you all would please stand. Thank you so much for your dedication to our workforce and being responsive to our employers' needs. You can take that back to your offices, and if you'd like to get more involved in the next few months as we form our Business and Education Training Council and some other issues like that, please give us a call at the Chamber EDC. Thank you. October the 11th is our voter registration deadline in Davis County, actually across Kentucky. If you know someone who's not registered to vote, we have voter registration cards at the head table. If you'd like to come up after Rooster Booster, I'd give you a couple of those. And if there's some people here who might be 18, if you know some younger people that haven't registered to vote too, please let us know and we'll give you those cards. Deadline is October the 11th. Red, White, and Blue is October the 27th, sponsored by AT&T. Please come out to the Davis County Courthouse lawn. 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to hear from all the candidates. We've got a very large selection this year of candidates and a lot of people on the ballot. It's a good time to come out, meet, and hear what's going on with each of the candidates and get to know them a little bit. And then on November the 1st, we're going to have a State Representatives Chamber Issue Forum at Owensboro Community and Technical College at the Benefield Lecture Hall. So we'll talk more in depth on specific issues then, but we'd love to have a great crowd that will be televised, but we'll have a good crowd and come out and let us know what you think. The Mayor and City Commissioners Forum will also be that week on November the 3rd, and that will be at the Owensboro High School Auditorium. We've confirmed all the mayoral candidates and all the city commission candidates. This is an important election year for our community, so it's very important to find out which candidates share your views in shaping our community over the next 4 years. Shop Owensboro is November the 26th. And the deadline to participate this year is October the 19th. We want to make sure that all of our members who want to participate have the opportunity. So October the 19th, that way we can get your logos and your names on all of the promotional materials. Of course, this is powered by Independence Bank. We'd like to thank them for their participation. October the 19th, and even if you don't own a small business, if you have something that might not be a traditional retail, it's still something that everyone can participate in. So we encourage you to do that. It's going to be a great event this year. The CYP has a lot going on this month. On Monday, October the 10th, they have a candidate forum in the OMB conference room at the Greater Owensboro Chamber of Commerce Center. And Booze and Booze, CYP Happy Hour, will be on October the 20th at Haley McGinnis Funeral Home. Thank you, Dave Kirk, for your creative entertainment. October is Socktober month, and we're doing socks, hats, and gloves. At the chamber office, you can drop off for children. Donations are going to be given to our chamber members, Patino Shelter and the Oasis Shelter for Women. And also, a big announcement, our backpack program has reached 315 kids. Great job, CYP, for getting us involved in that. We're so happy. The 2016 FLSA overtime changes, everyone's aware that we have some big changes coming December the 1st. And Ronnie Hancock and E.M. Ford presented something last month on this. It was received so well, and many people weren't able to come, that we're offering it again today at 9 o'clock at the chamber on the 3rd floor. So if you'd like to, you can still come, even if you haven't registered, to get prepared for these big changes hitting us on December the 1st. October ribbon cuttings, October 13th, we have Boutique 54. October the 14th, Lucky Leaf Irish Pub. October the 25th, Castle and Steel is cutting the ribbon on their new rail line, and I think they've purchased a locomotive too, so come out to Castle and Steel and see that. And then October the 28th, Epic Revival is having their ribbon cutting. We want to thank all of our September renewals. They're in your chamber matters at your seats. Please look through those and remember that those are individuals who've committed to the Chamber of Commerce and our community. And we always ask our chamber members to look through there and to shop chamber members first. And John Conti, as always, you're first in and last out. We appreciate you, and thank you so much for your sponsorship of Rooster Booster. And that's all that's happening at the chamber this month.
Introduce you guys to our featured speaker, and to introduce him today, we have Adam Hancock.
Thank you, Chad. Good job, guys. Very good. Good morning. I'd like to thank OCTC for being our sponsor this morning and for being such an integral part of our education system. Thank you, Jeff, too, for being a sponsor. I also like to recognize CYP. I don't know, you saw Booze and Booze. I don't know if that's why, but there are over 125 members now, which is very, very impressive. I saw Andrew Howard here earlier and Erica Yartz. They're on the board. They do a great job. Perfect timing for our speaker this morning. I don't know if you all got to see the air show, but that was a fantastic event. I got caught running at 3:30 on Saturday, and that F-18 buzzed me, and I think I made a fool of myself. Our guest speaker and I share two things in common. One, we appreciate everything aviation related, and we also hate biographies. So I'm not going to read his. He said to make it easy. I would like you to stand, though, and recognize him for his 29 years of service in our Air Force and serving in major conflicts around the world. So give him a big round of applause. Mr. Steve Baker. Parker. Steve Parker. Steve.
Thank you. I'm so glad he didn't read that bio. It bores me, and I'm me. I can only imagine how you would have felt. But may I give this back to you for your, you can frame that if you'd like. I don't know. I'm a little concerned about the 6 or 7 people standing back there. Is this like The Voice? You're the judges? Why don't you turn around and face the river, and then if you like me, you turn yourself around? If you don't watch The Voice, you have no idea what I'm talking about, right? But for all the other veterans in here, I don't watch it either, but my wife watches it, and I get trapped occasionally. What a radio voice this guy has. It's hard to follow him, and I actually found a CPA that I like. It's kind of interesting. He actually has personality. It's quite amazing. What a beautiful room. Although I noticed a couple exceptions at this table, but generally what a beautiful room this is. God has blessed me in so many ways in my life, and it just keeps happening. And being here with you this morning is another blessing for me. Not so much for you, but it's a huge blessing for me. How awesome is it in America, in a place like this, we begin a gathering with a prayer, and then with the Pledge of Allegiance. I think that's really special to me. And that's awesome. I asked Adam how long I had to speak because I wasn't quite sure, and he said an hour and 15 minutes, so I felt really comfortable with that. So thank you very much. You might want to get more coffee. No, I'll be quick. Brevity is not one of the things I'm known for, but I will be brief, I promise. I just want you to know, God blessed me by sending me to Kentucky 19 years ago. I'd never been to Kentucky other than I flew once in the Louisville air show thing and various things, but I didn't realize what a blessing it was. And I just want you all to know, and many of you are native Kentuckians, perhaps natives of this area. I just want you to know how proud I am to be a Kentuckian. I grew up, spent almost 30 years in the Air Force myself. My dad was in the Air Force for 26 years. So when I was born into a military family, I've lived in 3 different countries, 22, 3 states, I don't know. I've lived about everywhere. And I didn't know how wonderful Kentucky was. And I'm so proud to be one of you. This is an awesome state, and being with people like you in this incredible venue just makes me even more proud to be a Kentuckian. And every day, I've spoken in 79 of the 120 counties. I'm working toward all of them. And every time I do, I want to tell people how proud I am to be a Kentuckian. Because some of you that are natives may not realize how blessed you are, right? Well, I'm here to tell you, it's great to be a Kentuckian, right? So, one other thing I always do, there you go, thank you, man. I had to pay her $20 to do that, but thank you. You were kind of late, so it's down to $10, but thanks for helping. Thanks for helping me. One thing I always do, and I'm going to Louisville tonight to MC a 600-person banquet for a pregnancy resource center in Louisville, the Little Way Pregnancy Center. And everywhere I talk, I do this. I hope you don't mind. As a fellow veteran, it's awfully important to me to recognize my fellow brothers and sisters in arms. But before I ask anybody that's a veteran to stand up, and you just sit down real quick. But I don't think we have any World War II vets in here, do we? Do we have any? No. Do you realize we're losing them at 1,500 a day in America? And usually when I have a crowd of 500 or 600, I don't know how many are here, 3 or 4 or 5, I don't know. I usually have 1, occasionally 2. But I always want them to know how proud we are of them. They are my heroes, right? So, but from Vietnam was my first, all the way through Bosnia. No matter when you served, how long, what branch, even the Navy, no matter what branch, would you just stand and let us clap for you? All right. Yeah. Thanks. All right, thank you. Based on your reaction, may I assume you were in the Navy? Are you a CPA? No, I'm just kidding. Thank you. I spent 2 years on exchange tour of the Navy, and I love the Navy. I also fabricate. Okay. Let me tell you something. I'm going to give you a few facts and figures about aviation, because I was to spend about 3 hours yesterday with the governor, lieutenant governor, and Moorhead at an aviation event. I hope I have time to tell you about that. But Lieutenant Governor, who's become such a good friend of mine, said, "Parker, you have so much passion." Yes, I do. Right? Because the older I get, the more passionate I get about being an American, a Kentuckian, and a disciple for aviation. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. But last week, for the second straight year, we had 300 people. There's about 5 million tons of coal floating by there on the river. My goodness. Anyway, I'm easily distracted, right? Which is something you don't want from your pilot, to be easily distracted, right? Where was it? Oh, we were here last week. We had 300 people, aviation people from 50 of our 59 airports for the second straight year holding our annual aviation conference. You have no idea how excited people are about coming to Owensboro. We came because you had this amazing facility. Before this was built, we could go to Louisville, Lexington, Northern Kentucky, and Bowling Green. Those were our only options for a big conference. Now we have Owensboro. We're going to go back to Lexington for some geographic diversity next year. Let me tell you, we're coming back to Owensboro because of this facility, because of the way you treated us. I mean, last night I was in Moorhead most of the day. I got in about 7:30 last night. I started walking down and looking at some of the restaurants, all of which were packed. I tried to get into the Mellow Mushroom. There was like a security guard out there. You could not get in that place, right? And then a couple of other places, but people walking around, kids in the playground, and just how exciting. So whoever was behind building this facility and the Riverwalk and all the amazing things, and I know there must have been some debate whether it was worth it. It was worth it. And so many people want to come here because of what you've done. It's a beautiful town. How blessed you are. I live in Lexington. I love Lexington. But if I moved, there are 2 towns to which I would consider moving: Owensboro and Bowling Green. Would you all vote for Owensboro or Bowling Green? Now that you've got to know me, you'd probably say Bowling Green, right? Don't come here and ruin it. Anyway, congratulations on your community spirit and this convention. I just wish the wall wasn't up here. I understand why it's there, but that's a great view out there, and that's a great view there. So congratulations to all our elected officials and all the citizens who voted for and approved this. It's a big deal. I've walked every airport in the state. We have 59, multiple times. I know just about everybody at every airport. When I retired from the Air Force as a colonel in 2000, I ran the Aviation Museum of Kentucky for 4 years. Governor Fletcher asked me to be Deputy Commissioner of the State Department of Aviation 6.5 years. Then the last 5 years I spent as aviation consultant for the largest engineering company in Kentucky, Stantec. Now, Governor Bevin asked me to come back and run the Department of Aviation, so I've been doing that since February. But in my 19 years of work in aviation in Kentucky, I know just about everybody. I want you to understand how important your airport is to what you're doing here, right? I mean, what an amazing group of people. What community spirit. Every time all these slides you're going through, it seemed like it would never end with new members and all these exciting things. What a blessing. Not all communities have this. Cherish it. But your airport is a big part of all that. And one of the guys that I know you all know from his work prior to working in the airport was Bob Whitmer. And he's the airport manager out there. Yeah. Now, to make up for the 20 that I paid this nice lady to clap, Bob agreed to give me 20 if I mentioned his name. And who doesn't need another 20 spot, right? But Bob is not only an outstanding airport manager at your wonderful Owensboro Davis County Airport, but he's also a very close personal friend. He came into the airport business not knowing much about aviation. Well, boy, has his learning curve has been steep, but nobody does it better than Bob. Thank you, Bob, for all you do, because you're really good at it. Support him, everybody. It's important. Airports are economic development magnets. If you don't have one, you're losing business you don't even know you're in the running for. Do you realize that? And to have one that's got 8,000-foot runway, you know how many other airports in the state have a runway of at least 8,000? There's 2 more. Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, CVG, and Louisville. That's it, right? Number 3 in the state, you got a control tower. You know how many control towers we have in the state? I think it's 6. So you have a very special place here, run by a great airport manager and a tremendous airport board. If you're on the airport board now or have been in the past, even if you got fired, if you're on the airport board, please stand and let us clap for you. All right? Yes, indeed. All right. And I want to mention Dr. Ward, since he's sitting over there. At our conference this past week, we present certain awards, and one of the awards we present is the Airport Board Member of the Year for Air Carrier Airports, Part 139 Air Carrier Airports like Owensboro. And Dr. Ward won the award this year. So we're really proud of him. And he'll be most proud to tell you, and if he don't, I will, he spent a lot of time, retired lieutenant colonel in the United States Air Force. Thank you, Doc. Appreciate it. Plus, he gives me free optical advice, which is a good thing. Cherish your airport, support it. It's a big deal. It's the welcome mat to your community, whether you know it or not. When I was on the faculty for a while when I was flying airplanes in Seattle at the University of Washington, and they had a commercial that said, "The University of Washington, you get something out of it, even if you never even go there." Well, your airport, you get something out of it, even if you never step foot. If you can't pick an airplane out of a lineup, it doesn't matter. They're out there working to be an economic development magnet for not only your city and your county, but the whole region, right? It's really critical. A couple of things about aviation in general across the state. I think it's important that you have an idea how your airport fits in. We have 59 hard surface public use airports in Kentucky. That doesn't include the 2 military airports, one at Fort Campbell and one at Fort Knox, but 59. 53 of those are general aviation airports, generally 4,000 to 6,000 feet of runway, somewhere in that neighborhood. They get a lot of business, corporate, state police, military training, medical training kind of flights, right? Very important. And then 6 of them are air carrier, where you as a citizen can go buy a ticket to get on an airplane. You know the big 3, Lexington, Louisville, CVG, Northern Kentucky, and then Paducah, Owensboro, and just effective August 29th, Bowling Green joined that category. Bowling Green got their first flight, commercial flight in 44 years, I think, an airline called Contour Air, so they have service to Atlanta and Destin out of Bowling Green. So 6 air carrier airports, which is pretty cool. Maybe you've heard this phrase before. I've used it quite a bit, and if you don't know who coined it, it was me. But the governor even used it in his budget address several months ago. Big business doesn't come to town on a bus. Sorry if you own a bus company, but big business doesn't come on town on a bus. Big business comes to town on a business jet, a corporate jet, right? And that is important. In addition to 59 hard service public use airports throughout the state, there are also 107, just FYI, 117 private airstrips and 147 heliports, all private. My department, we license them once, and unless something changes, we never go back because they're private, right? 147 heliports. Do you realize that Kentucky has more aeromedical evacuation capability than the entire country of Canada? How cool is that? We have 5 aeromedical evacuation helicopter companies doing business in Kentucky. 31 different locations, 47 of our 59 airports support these emergency medical operations in one way or another. Why do I tell you that? We are blessed as Kentuckians to have that capability. If you're out on some back roads or something, the odds of you being picked up by helicopter and airlifted for critical care in a hurry is better here than just about anywhere. That should be important to you, right? So we're excited about that for sure. I said we have 59 airports, true, but I'm kind of anal in a way. I like round numbers, so we're going to build a 60th one. We don't really need it, but I want 60. We have a major gap in our state system with airports. We want every citizen within 30 minutes of a good-sized airport. We don't have one in northern Kentucky. So if you draw from northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, Lexington, Louisville, and over that triangle thing, there are no general aviation airports in that. We need some to support business along the river, to support the speedway, to support all kinds of economic development in northern Kentucky. I've talked to the governor about it a couple of times. He's highly supportive. All the elected officials from northern Kentucky are extremely supportive. So we're going to build a new airport in Gallatin County. I just wanted you to know, you'll be hearing more about that. We're in the process now of buying the land for that. How do we support these airports? You might be curious. Well, most of the money to do projects at airports. So if you have an airport, you got to keep it safe, efficient, viable. And I'll be honest with you, as of right now, we are behind every state that touches Kentucky except West Virginia. Praise the Lord for West Virginia because we're ahead of them. But we are a little bit behind Tennessee, Missouri, Indiana, Ohio, etc. because we haven't had enough money to maintain our general aviation airports. Guess what? Look out, neighboring states, here we come. Aviation in Kentucky is rocking. We have a governor and a lieutenant governor that are both incredibly supportive of aviation. Governor Bevin got us extra money in the budget, $10 million for this year and next for the biennium at the very last minute. And I'm telling you what, that is changing the face of aviation in Kentucky. $10 million to some of you big business people may seem like margin stuff. Well, in the general aviation world, that is a big deal. We are doing more projects at more airports at this very moment than any time in the history of Kentucky aviation. And we're catching up in a hurry. Rehabbing our runways to keep them safe, taxiways, parking aprons, and we're also funded by the jet fuel tax. People that buy jet fuel for helicopters and corporate jets pay a little bit of tax. We get that, but it ends up being only about $11 million a year. About $3 million of that supports our department, salaries, pencils, pens, that sort of stuff. So about $8 million a year in projects. If you take away the $10 million Bevin money, then that doesn't leave us much. That's why we've been falling behind. So we are rocking now and making our airports equal of every state that surrounds us. So that's a good thing. I don't know if you know this. I know all of our elected officials here, and it's nice to have so many of them in the audience. I don't know if you know it, but what is the #1 manufactured export from the state of Kentucky? Go, anybody? Aerospace parts and components. Last year, for the first time, we passed cars and car parts. Aerospace, who knew, right? I mean, no, you guys, most of you didn't know that. I didn't even know it. And nobody's more involved in aviation than I am. #1 last year and number one this year, and we're up 23% over last year. Listen to this. We're the #2 state in America at manufacturing, exporting aerospace parts and components. #2 in America. We were #3 last year. We passed California. The only state ahead of Kentucky is Washington, Boeing. How cool is that? $8 billion industry last year, and we're rising. Aerospace manufacturing in Kentucky has been a great secret, but we're romancing the product. We're exposing this amazing thing, and we just created a new organization yesterday. We had the governor, lieutenant governor, and Rocky Adkins, and several of our important elected officials. We're at the Space Science Center in Morehead State University, which is, by the way, one of 3 in America, and an incredible resource. If you've never been to the Space Science Center at Morehead, do you know there are little mini-sats, nano-sats? There are things on the International Space Station that were designed and manufactured at Morehead State University. Did you know that? 2018, we're going to launch the largest booster rocket ever, the SLS, Space Launch System, I think they call it. On board that rocket will be 13 nanosats, CubeSats, manufactured, designed at Morehead State University. Did you know that? That's pretty cool, right? So we're excited about manufacturing. We've chartered a new organization, Kentucky Aerospace Industry Consortium. We have at least, I've been working with the Economic Development Cabinet, we have at least 56 companies in Kentucky that are making aerospace components and parts that we know of. We're doing an economic impact study right now that that had to hurt. This study is going to show even more companies that are doing aerospace and aviation business in Kentucky. It's exciting. Everything from, I flew DC-10s around the world for a long time with engines that are made in Madisonville. I didn't know that. Of course, at the time, I didn't know where Madisonville was either, right? But so big stuff, jet engines, up in northern Kentucky, a company that makes landing gear and brake assemblies for giant airplanes. Did you know that? They're doing $1 billion expansion up there. And all the way to little companies making seals for jet engines, honeycomb for jet engines. And now, well, I'll get to that in a second. So it's exciting. It's good for Kentucky. So you'll be hearing a lot more about aerospace industry because we're going to promote it. Did you know also Kentucky is the only state in the union that hosts 2 major air cargo companies? Nobody else has 2. UPS in Louisville, DHL in Northern Kentucky. Tennessee talks, so, well, we got FedEx. Sorry about it, we got 2. You know, sorry, Big Orange Nation, we have 2, right? So we're excited about that. And one of the reasons that industry is doing so well now in Kentucky is because we've got those access to both of those major cargo companies. I went to Washington 5 weeks ago at their request to talk to Amazon. Do you know what Amazon, one of the lawyers said to me? I took Diane St. Onge, a state representative from Northern Kentucky, with me, Dr. Susan Smith, a national expert on unmanned aerial systems, with me, and we chatted, and their head lawyer said, let me start this meeting by saying Amazon loves Kentucky, and we've loved Kentucky a long time. Do you know that Kentucky is the #2 state in America with Amazon employees? 10,500 Kentuckians work for Amazon. Campbellsville, different locations in Louisville, a couple locations in Lexington, Northern Kentucky, etc. 10,500. What I wanted to tell them, they've just decided to lease 40 767s. Do you know what a 767 is? Big airplane. They've just leased 40 of those. My message to them is I want you to park and base some of those in Kentucky. Probably not Louisville, I don't know if that'd work. Probably in Northern Kentucky. And also, do you realize how big the unmanned aerial system business is getting? Do you know what I mean by UAS? What is the word you usually use? Drone. Thank you, Navy. Drone. We say unmanned aerial systems, unmanned aerial vehicles. Why do we say that? Drones have kind of a negative connotation, right? Do you realize what's going on in Kentucky and America with unmanned aerial vehicles? It's off the chart. The growth has been logarithmic. I spend 2 hours at least of every one of my days in Frankfurt, and since I'm a state employee, that's about 4 or 5 hour workday, but I spend at least, not all of them laughed, are they state employees? 2 hours a day working UAS drone issues. We got companies right here that are operating in drones. One of my guys, an electrical engineer, is the head guy for all drone stuff in state government. People, businesses, we were trying to recruit businesses to do UAS business. Build them here, repair them here, fly them here, particularly in Eastern Kentucky. I've talked a lot about Rocky Atkins, who's such a great friend. He understands that UAS and aerospace can be part of the solution in Eastern Kentucky with the coal jobs going away. So unmanned aerial systems. If you have a business and you're not using them now, you ought to at least think about it because everybody else is. Do you know that this very moment 20% of roof inspections are done by drones? A year from now, it's going to be 80%. Utility companies. What do you think the number one use of drones in Kentucky is going to be? Take a guess. This is audience participation. Go. Right away is a big part of it, absolutely. Utility companies, real estate, bridge inspections, my goodness. Number one, agriculture. Farmers are already using it. It's going to be off the charts pretty soon. Right? So we're trying to keep state government people legal and safe, and new FAA rules are out. So if you don't know about UAS, if you have a business, if you have a real estate business, you might want to think about it because everybody else is. Right? Okay, so drones are big. I'm almost done. Hang in there. It will be over very soon. Kentucky has the #1 high school aviation education program in America. Did you know that? 45% of the high school aviation education programs, high schools that teach aviation as part of the various curricula, 45% of them in America are where? Kentucky. 46 school districts today will have 60 in a year. We're negotiating with 14 others. The National Air and Space Education Institute, Hangar 7, Bowman Field, have the Air and Space Academies. Why is that important to you? Well, one, you have a program here at Owensboro High School, right? Owensboro High School, anybody here? You had a program, I assume it's still going. Yes, changing young lives. The vast majority of those students in high school that are learning math, science, and physics using aviation as a tool, it's all STEM, right? We are cramming their little brains full of STEM, and they're loving every minute of it. So most of them will not be pilots, aeronautical engineers, air traffic controllers, aircraft mechanics. Some will, but most won't, but they will have this educational foundation of science, technology, engineering, and math. It's a win-win for everybody. And so many businesses in here, you need technically trained, STEM-infused students for the workplace. It's all about workforce development. And aviation is part of the solution. And we're recognized by everybody as having the #1 program in America. So you see, aviation's good. #1 manufactured export, #1 high school aviation program. Airports getting bigger, stronger, safer. It's just awesome. By the way, your local community college, OCTC? No. Yeah, that's it. Is awesome. I couldn't believe some of the things I heard going on, not only with the college, but the whole community. But they are in the process of establishing a 2+2 relationship with Eastern Kentucky University. EKU has the only 4-year aviation program in Kentucky, but they're establishing 2+2 programs with community colleges, meaning the students can stay right here, go to school here, take some flying here, and take some of the aviation courses online. And then they get all that done, and then they transfer to EKU, and they're in great shape. Right? EKU, by the way, in some, not every category, but some categories are ranked in the top 3 aviation programs in America. They have made great progress. So it's that's another option here. Okay, I'm finished. I covered about 20% of what I wrote down this morning in my room. I stayed in the beautiful Hampton Inn next door. What you really need, and I think it's coming, is a 3rd hotel. Because when we come here with 300 plus people, we couldn't get everybody in, so it's awesome. But I appreciate, I had my cell phone set to go off this morning at 6, but thank you for the wake-up call at 5. I appreciate that. Whoever was driving that gigantic trash delivery truck at 0500, I know everybody on the east side of the hotel probably goes, what is going on? There was clanging and clashing like you can't believe. So I appreciate you waking me up early. I needed time to make some notes, so I appreciate it. God bless you all. It is a blessing to be in Owensboro, as it always is. Support your airport. Thank you.
Steve Parker, everyone. We're going to close this morning's program with some special recognitions. Prior to opening the convention center in 2014, the Global Spectrum team, which is now Spectra, launched a program called Bring Your Meeting Home at the August 2012 Rooster Booster Breakfast. The program was designed to encourage local residents to help recruit events that have a positive impact on the local economy. It's basically based on the number of hotel rooms an event generates. And the local coach or cheerleader have a chance to earn up to $200 per event. So today we would like to recognize several local ambassadors who have helped bring your meeting home, and we're going to present them with a Visa gift card. And to do that, we have Dean Dennis here from the Convention Center and Laura Alexander. Give them a round of applause. And JT Pedley. And the entire Convention Center staff. Brian Howard helped land the 2015 annual convention for the Kentucky chapter of the American Planning Association. That convention had a total economic impact on our community of $49,605. So Brian is receiving a Visa gift card in the amount of $50 for helping us bring your meeting home. Steve Keister, a member of the Kentucky Ducks Unlimited organization. He helped bring the 2016 annual convention to Owensboro, and it brought $73,724 to the community. Steve is receiving a Visa gift card in the amount of $50 for helping us bring your meeting home. In addition, they are looking to return again in 2017, and Steve's going to receive another Visa gift card for bringing that event here. Judge Al Mattingly was instrumental in helping to bring the Kentucky Association of Master Contractors to Owensboro in 2016 for their annual convention. That event had an economic impact of $76,917, and they look forward to returning to Owensboro once again in the future. So Judge Mattingly receiving a Visa gift card in the amount of $50 for helping us bring your meeting home. Madison Silbert and his team at the EDC worked very hard to bring the Kentucky Association for Economic Development Spring Conference to Owensboro in 2014. That had an economic impact of $95,095 that year. Madison receiving a Visa gift card in the amount of $50 for bringing the meeting home, and they're once again returning in 2017, and Madison receives another Visa gift card. In addition to those events, Madison was instrumental in bringing the Kentucky AmeriCorps Conference later this month to Owensboro. So he's receiving a total of 3 Visa gift cards today for bringing those events home. And Madison, because of all of your winnings today, you'll get a 1099 from the Chamber of Commerce. Enjoy that.
Yeah, Adam will help him with that.
What is it? Madison says all these are going to the Bold Scholarship Fund, so that's awesome. Patrick Riley has been at the forefront of bringing a couple of Green River Regional Education Cooperative events to Owensboro, and the main event brought $103,439 to the community, and Pat is receiving a Visa gift card in the amount of $100 for helping us bring your meeting home. Airport manager Bob Whitmer was very hands-on with landing the Kentucky Aviation Association in Owensboro for 2 years. They just wrapped up their convention last week, but together they brought in a total of $260,912 to the community. Huge. In addition, we heard from numerous attendees they cannot wait to return to Owensboro very soon. Bob receiving 2 Visa gift cards for $50 each for helping bring your meeting home. Lance Morris with the City of Owensboro went as far as to get elected as president in order to bring the Kentucky Association of Mapping Professionals to Owensboro in 2015. Their annual convention brought in over $286,871 to the community. And Lance is receiving a gift card in the amount of $50 for his efforts. And finally, Sheriff Kane and the Davis County Sheriff's Department worked very hard to bring the Kentucky Sheriff's Association Annual Convention to Owensboro in 2015 and 2016. The total economic impact of both events was $499,705. Their bylaws state that they have to rotate to other parts of the state, but Sheriff Kane mentioned that several attendees are going as far as to ask their board members to amend their bylaws so they can return to Owensboro sooner rather than later. So they're receiving 2 Visa gift cards of $100 each for their work. Thank you for being with us. Enjoy the month of October. Have a happy Halloween, and we'll see you in November at Rooster Booster. Thank you all so much.